Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back with another video. Today we're looking at the Renogy ShadowFlux solar panel. This is different than your typical solar panel. It's got a N-type technology. Basically, when something blocks the solar panel itself, it tends to still have a higher output than your typical traditional solar panel. It's due to all the fancy whiz-bang technology inside, and you can read more about that down in the description. We'll have a link right to the solar panel specs. But this thing is rated as one of the most energy efficient solar panels out there. So cloudy days, yeah, still gonna be a struggle. But when you are in sun, and let's say you have partial tree coverage, or you're in the woods and you've got some sun, some not, you're going to get a higher output from this type of technology panel than you are your standard solar panel. And there's multiple different variations of panels out there, but Renogy is kind of leading the way with this new N-type. So let's go take a look at it and we'll go from there. So this is a look at the panel, and you can tell looking at these individual panels, it's not your typical extremely square blocks. They're a little bit tighter put together. So you got your standard solar wires that run out the back here. So what I'm going to do, unfortunately I got somewhat of a mixed cloudy day, and I've had that for the last 4 or 5 days. It's been hard to get out here and test this thing. So right now it's a 200 watt panel. I'm only pulling in 47 watts, if you can see that. It's really hard, a lot of sun reflection. And we're at 26% for the battery, as far as percentage of what's in the battery. And it's saying it's gonna take us about 19 hours to charge it. So that's just the panel sitting here on the ground. Now what?
41.
All right, so we're continuing our testing of the ShadowFlux from Renogy. We just have it here on the side of the truck, so we have not hard mounted it yet, but we got a decent angle. Maybe we can tip it a little more. Let's tip it a little more once. All right, so we got a decent angle. We got a southern sun right now. It is like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it should be prime time. And look at the EcoFlow. Oh yeah, that definitely helped. So it's a 200 watt panel, and we're at, oh my goodness, the glare. Oh, you can see that we're about 172 input. So, and the EcoFlow's at 33%. So Wendy is gonna go. And here's the cool part about this technology is even when partial panels are covered, just a section at a time, unlike our hiker trailer over here, when you have this kind of panel technology and you cover up one of these, you basically kill off this whole row, is how it's explained to me. So this new technology, if you kill off one of these, it will not kill off the whole row. The whole rest of that row will continue to pull in power. So let's take a look. So, all right, Wendy.
So I'm blocking.
You're blocking, let's see, what are you blocking? Probably a quarter of it, third of it? Why don't you stand so you block off like a whole row up and down vertical. So blocking about half the panel. Close to it. Let's see where it goes. Still inputting 63 watts. So interesting.
Then again, if I go away from it.
So if you go away from it, let's see what we got when it's away, jumping up. Got to use a phone or something to block here. 149, 160. It's still climbing. It's gonna take a while to settle out. Yeah, we're back to 170. Yep, the minute you stood in front of it, You're about how much blocking?
Probably about a third of it.
Third of it, you're down to 15 watts.
15?
15 watts, yeah.
Wow.
So,
Now this time I'm blocking the middle of it versus the side.
yep. So it doesn't matter where you stand, just blocking part of it, you're up to 150 just from doing that. So, yep, you're back up to 170 and you were 101 and now you're down to 15.
15.
15. Now you're up to 77.
Because yeah, just
Now you're up to 100 watts, 115, 120. So it just takes a little bit to settle out, but you're definitely over half. It's a 200 watt panel.
10, 11, 12. So there's 13 rows.
Yep.
I'm blocking 2.
13 rows and she's blocking 2 of them. And with that, we're over 100 watts still coming in. So I think that's decent output. I'm actually surprised. I thought it would do better than that.
Kind of thought it would too.
So, but you know, it's a newer technology, smaller cells. It doesn't kill off as many. If you were to stand in front of that like you were before from our old panels, you would have like 0 output.
Sure.
It would, just that little bit would just like kill the whole panel. Where this, even with a partial block or quarter block, you're getting a lot more output. Yeah, so far, I don't know. I'm not super impressed, but it's definitely better than our standard panels, the Renogy Flux that we have on the trailer. Any amount of shadowing with that one
You're not getting
will
anything.
completely kill it.
Right.
So with this, you're definitely getting more output. Not a lot, but it's definitely more than what the older technology is.
I'm curious now how long it's going to take to charge your battery back up.
Well, we'll leave it out here. We'll leave it plugged in, and it's a 200 watt panel. We're pulling at about 170, so it's saying around 4 hours.
Okay.
But the sun's going to change.
True.
So that's going to change it too. So we'll report back. All right. What do I like about the Renogy ShadowFlux panel? I am not a solar crazy by any means. I don't know solar a lot, but I do know the efficiency from what I've already tried and tested many different panels. So compared to the Renogy Flex that we have on the Hiker, it's definitely more efficient. Having debris on it and blocking it out, we did notice there is a reduction, but not nearly as much a reduction as what you have with your traditional panel. It's definitely a little bit lighter weight. It's definitely more efficient. Has a 5-year product warranty. It's IP67, which is awesome for weather. It uses your standard solar plugs, which can adapt to any kind of power station or anything you have. It's got a 25-year performance warranty, they say up to 80%. So that's definitely going to be good for longevity if you had a problem down the road. And instead of blocking out a bunch of cells, it will remain charging when certain parts of it are shadowed out. So you're in a heavy tree lined area, heavy coverage area. We're thinking to put it on the truck. So if we put it on the truck, we're definitely going to have a situation where we're not always going to have the correct angle. So whatever angle that is, when the sun starts to hit it, it's going to be more efficient all the way to the point where that sun is starting to set. We're going to have maximum efficiency for this 200 watt panel. A comment down below and we'll get a conversation going. If you have any questions on this product, like I always say, make sure you get out and do some camping.